Good morning. Happy Tuesday, everyone. Today is May 5th, or popularly known as Cinco de Mayo, the 5th of May, 2020. And we're going to go over today's lessons and talk about anything that we have due this week or our book. We'll talk about our book at the very end. All right, so today we're going to work on morning work, page 132. We're working on a few more spelling city assignments. In ReadWorks, you are finishing up your article from this week. You could also have just read it yesterday, and then today you're going to read the questions and answer the questions, and then tomorrow you're doing the vocabulary, or you can switch that, just as long as you have it done by the end of the week. And then if you have any past ones, so make sure that when you get to ReadWorks, you look up current assignments and look up past assignments and see if there's anything you haven't submitted. Vocabulary, you're going to Google Classroom. You'll find vocabulary right here. All right, so we can see chronic means to occurring again and again. And a synonym for chronic would be repeated or frequent. Goodness, look at this. Haven't figured out how to avoid that from happening, so when we're in here. Okay, we'll just try to figure it that way. All right, so occurring again and again is chronic. So a synonym would be repeated, recurring, frequent. The opposite of chronic would be occasional and infrequent. So it's not happening that often. If it's chronic, it's happening a lot. The next word is spectator, a person who watches an event. Synonyms would be an onlooker, an observer, or a fan, someone who's really enjoys their team. The opposite, the antonym of a spectator would be participant or player. Someone who's playing in the game would be different than those of us that are watching the game. And then veto, to use your power to forbid something. So usually we'll hear this maybe with the president or in government where they'll veto, they won't allow a bill to go through. So veto means to use your power to forbid something. It's like you don't want it to happen. You don't want it to happen, so you are vetoing it. Synonyms would be reject, refuse, and forbid. Antonyms, the opposite of veto, would be allow or agree. Alrighty. And then for irritable, easily bothered or irritated, some synonyms would be cranky, moody, grumpy. The opposite of irritable would be cheerful and happy. All right, and the next word is mimic, means to copy. So synonyms would be copy, imitate, and echo. And the opposites or antonyms would be differ and lead. So mimics are people who are copying, they're following somebody else. The opposite of someone who follows someone else is often considered a leader. All right, let's go back to classwork. So we've just gone over our vocabulary, and we're going to go over our grammar interactive notebook activity on prefixes. So you'll see that after the morning work. So we're going to do prefixes. We're going to glue it into our grammar notebook, reading grammar. And I colored all my little windows. Let's see if I can make it a little bigger so you can see. All right. So I've colored some of those windows, and this is prefixes. So a prefix is a group of letters before a word that changes the meaning of the word. So we're going to be looking at re, which means to do again, pre, which means to do before, dis or not means the opposite, or un also means not or the opposite. All right, so we're going to glue those in. So you're just going to cut out. I just cut around the outside of it, and then I cut up the middle and cut the windows open. All right. So under re, I've gotten 4 words written down, and under pre, I've written 4 words down. Under dis, I've written 4 words down, and under un, I've written 4 words down. So I will try to type those on our screen here so that you can see those as well. All right. So let's switch you over here, Mrs. Martinez. There we go. Okay. So if I draw a text box, because on yours you're just going to be able to open the window, and these are the words that you want to write in the spaces on the other side. All right. Okay, so a list of words that we could do. All right, I think we've got it. A list of words we could do for re. We could do redo, which means to do again. Remember last night we had trouble getting it big enough, and now we're having trouble getting it small enough. Redo is one word we can put under there. Another word we could do is rewrite, to write something again. Another one I put down was replay or play again. And retape would be where we tape something again. Retape would be where we would tape something again. All right, it's coming back. All right, let's scooch down here because we were already talking about prefixes, so we'll try to fix that now. Let's see if I can get this to be smaller. All right, guys. So we did redo. All right. All right, so I'm trying to get these text boxes to cooperate with us. So on pre or before, we have preview, we have preschool. So before you go to real school, you might go to preschool. We might have pre-admission, meaning you pay a fee to get in somewhere early. And then you have prepay, where you pay before you do something. Let's bring this in a smidge. We'll make it taller. All right, so you can do all of these words underneath your flaps so that you can have some examples there. All right, guys, here we are again. Oopsie. Here we are again with some stuff is bigger and some stuff is smaller. Oh, goodness sakes. So hopefully you can see that. All right. Let me know if you can't, and we'll go over it together again. So we could draw another text box. And under this, we could do dislike. We could do disagree. We could do dissatisfied. And we could do disabled. And under un, we can do untie, unimportant, unsatisfied, and unusual, not usual, not satisfied, not important. All right, so those are some examples that you could use. All right, let's go up to our morning work. We're going to be on page 132 today. So let's go over what you're going to be asked to do for today. So it says read the nouns, underline the concrete nouns, and circle the abstract nouns. So remember, the concrete nouns are the ones where we use our five senses. Can we see it? Can we hear it? Can we feel it? Can we taste it? Can we smell it? So when you look at these nouns, if those are something that's something that you could see, that you could pick, a cup is something you could pick up, then we're going to underline it. But if it is something else like love, we're going to circle that. So let's look at number 1. Cup, knowledge, clown, friendship, hand, and bravery. So read the nouns, underline the concrete nouns. So we're going to go through all the concrete nouns. So let's do the first one together. All right, so I see a cup. So that's something you could see, feel. So a cup would work. How about knowledge? Can you show me, like go to a shelf and grab me knowledge? That's more of an abstract noun. So we're supposed to circle those. How about a clown? Is that something we could see or feel or hear? Okay, that is a concrete noun. How about friendship? Could you go into your backpack and grab a packet of friendship? So you can't do that. So that would be an abstract noun. Your hand, you can see it, you can feel it. We are concrete. Bravery, showing that you're going to overcome your fear and do something anyway. Abstract. So if you'll look across number 1, each word has been marked. So as you do number 2, friend, koala, sadness, curiosity, excitement, and ice. You're going to underline the things that you could use your five senses in: touch, smell, taste, hear, feel. And then the ones you can't do that with, you're going to circle. Those are the abstract ones. So number 3 says boot, liberty, cape, respect, noodle, and power. So which ones do we underline? Which ones do we circle? Remember, you can always push pause on the video so that you can do them as we go. Number 4, trust, leaf, building, mouse, anger, delight. So which ones would be underlined and which ones would be circled? On the math, it says circle a shape that has the given attribute or description. Attributes are the things about it that we say, okay, a square has 4 sides, a square has 4 angles. Those are things that are called attributes. So if we look at number 5, 2 parallel sides. Circle the shape that is given attribute. So it says 2 parallel sides. Are these parallel? We can see that if we drew a line a line that just kept going forever and ever and ever and ever and ever this way. And then this line goes forever and forever and forever this way. Are we going to cross? Are we going to be around each other? So could that be an attribute that we could say is parallel? Parallel means they go across from each other, but they never intersect. So we're going to say this one is our parallel, two parallel sides. Okay. Number 6, 4 right angles. So remember, this is a trapezoid. See, the line here is smaller and this one's bigger. So your angles are not going to be the same. So we're looking at 4 right angles right here. Number 7, it has 4 sides that are equal. So they all have 4 sides, but this one is the one that they have equal size of each side. Number 8, 1 pair of opposite sides that are parallel. So these would again cross, much like it did in this one. And then we have this. Do we have some parallel lines that could go on forever and ever that you wouldn't have to ever see intersect? Remember, intersect means cross. All right, let's go down to our story. We're going to circle any words the author uses to describe Dr. Praline and how she does things. So we're going to be looking for descriptive words, adjectives. Would you want to bring your pet to Dr. Praline for care? Tell why or why not. So we'll read the story. Dr. Praline is the most popular veterinarian in town. All of our neighbors bring their pets to her. She's a skilled doctor because she always helps our dog get better. She helps frogs, cats, dogs, birds, hamsters, and other animals. She is a gentle, calm doctor, and she kindly comforts worried pet owners. So we're going to look at any words that describe Dr. Praline. So just even in the first sentence, Dr. Praline is the most popular veterinarian in town. So most popular sounds like they're describing what kind of veterinarian. All of our neighbors bring their pets to her. She's a skilled doctor. So she is skilled because she always helps our dog get better. She helps frogs, cats, dogs, birds, hamsters, and other animals. So she's a helper. That's a verb. She is a gentle, calm doctor. That's describing what kind of doctor she is. She's gentle and calm. And she kindly comforts worried pet owners. Kindly is the way she comforts. That describes her. And would you want to bring your pet to Dr. Praline for care? So you're going to write down, yes, I would, and this is why, or no, I wouldn't, and this is why. And then if you'll show that to a parent at home, that'd be perfect. And then this is the answers to our grammar and reading notebook. We're doing our prefixes today. And then we have a lesson that starts on page 685, but what you really need to look at is page 686. And so let's go over to that video. So you can pause this until you go get your workbook and get your pages. Okay.
How can you compare fractions with the same denominator? Think about this question during the lesson. Two banners with positive messages are the same size. One banner is 4/6 yellow, and the other banner is 2/6 yellow. Which is greater, 4/6 or 2/6? Remember, comparisons are valid or true only if they refer to the same sized whole. How are 4/6 and 2/6 the same?
All right. So what they're talking about is if we're going to compare them, they have to be at least the same size. So the banners have to be equal lengths from top to bottom. But the color or the things that are on the banner might be different. So 4/6 of the banner is yellow and 2/6 of the banner is yellow. So what we're looking for is to see the numerator. The higher that is, then we know it's the furthest one on the number line, the biggest piece.
Both have the same denominator, or the same total number of equal parts of the whole.
The denominator is the number down under the numerator.
The very bottom number.
How are 4/6 and 2/6 different? Both have different numerators, or different equal parts that are described.
All right, we're going to try it.
Drag 1/6 strips to make a row that shows 4/6.
Okay.
Then drag 1/6 strips to make a row that shows 2/6.
Okay, so the first one we need to do four 1/6 pieces, or 4/6. And then we're going to do 1/6. And 2. Oopsie. All right, so when you look at them, which one's bigger? The top row or the bottom row?
Use fraction strips to reason about the sizes of these two fractions. 4/6 is 4 of the unit fraction 1/6. 2/6 is 2 of the unit fraction 1/6. So 4/6 is greater than 2/6. Record the comparison using symbols or words. What is the missing symbol?
All right, so how would we write that symbol?
Select your answer.
Would we do it this way? Would we do it this way? Would it be equal? Remember, the open side goes to the bigger piece. All right, so 4/6 is greater than 2/6.
4/6 is greater than 2/6. If two fractions have the same denominator, the fraction with the greater numerator is the greater fraction. Now you know how you can compare fractions with the same denominator.
All right, let's go to Convince Me, and we'll go through our lesson, and then we will be all finished for today. So you should be able to get your paper. We're on page 686. And we're going to, at the bottom, we're going to do our Convince Me. Just waiting for this to load. Okay. All right, so write a number for each numerator to make each comparison true. Use a picture and words to explain how you decided. So we have the same denominator. There are 8 pieces on this number line. And so if we pick a number, let's see, maybe if we pick a number 5, we can write that in there. Let's go to our page here so I can actually write on it. All right, so if I put down a 5 here, all right, so if we pick the number 5/8, that is greater than, or that is less than 7/8. So we can see this. 5/8 is less than 7/8. So we go to this one, they're both cut into thirds. So 2/3 would be greater than just 1/3. So 2/3 is greater than 1/3. All right, let's do a text box here so we can explain our writing. All right, so if two fractions have the same denominators, the fraction with the lesser numerator, so the smaller the numerator, is less than the other fractions. All right. Let's get on to our lesson. All right, so we're on the next page, so 687. We're going to do our guided practice here. All right, so the first one says, explain how you can use fraction strips to show whether 5/6 or 3/6 of the same whole is greater. Okay, so we know that the unit fraction is 1/6. Each piece is 1/6. So if we're comparing 5/6 to 3/6, we'd say the fraction strips show that there are more unit fractions in 5/6 than in 3/6. All right. I think we lost a little something here. 1/6. All right. Okay. Number 2, which is greater, 3/4 or 2/4? Draw 1/4 strips to complete the diagram and answer the question. So we could draw our line. Okay, so we only have okay, so if we draw 3/4, so here would be the last fourth, and 2/4 on the same measurement, which one is greater? So we can see this physically is longer. So our answer can be 3/4 is greater than 2/4. Okay. Let's go over here. In numbers 3 and 4, compare writing greater than, less than, or equal to. Use the fraction strips to help. So if we look here, let's get ourselves a little conversation box here. Okay. So we see this is 1/8 and this is 1/8 and there's just this 1/8. So we have 2/8 is greater than 1/8. Okay, this one we have 1/6, 1/6, 1/6. Okay, so now we got to add a little thing here. Would 3/6 be greater than, less than, or equal to 5/6? So we can see, would you rather have a pie that has 5 pieces or a pie that has 3 pieces? So we're going to enter that one there, and All right. Let's cruise through our guided practice. So compare writing greater than, less than, or equal to. Use draw fraction strips to help you. The fractions refer to the same whole. All right, so if we've got 3/8 as compared to 4/8, which one would you rather have? Okay. Probably won't be able to do all of these because I'm afraid this is getting kind of long already. All right. And we're cutting this one up into fourths. We have 3 1/4 pieces here and 3 1/4 pieces there. So all right, it's not letting me do that. So you're going to compare these fractions. So if the numerator at the top is higher than the other one, then you know it's a bigger piece. So we want the big end eating that big piece. Since I'm having some computer glitching, let's go on to the next page and see if we can talk about that. All right, so we're going to use the picture of the strips that have been partially shaded. Compare. You're going to write greater than, less than, or equal to. The green stripes show 1/6 is less than oops. All right. So 1/6 is less than 2/6. Do the yellow strips show 2/4 is greater than 3/4? Does it show that? What do you guys think? My answer is going to start, whoopsie. My answer is going to start with a no. Then I'm going to explain myself. Okay, no. The 3/4 strip has one more section shaded showing that 2/4 is less than 3/4. All right. We've got our answer there. All right. Izzy and Henry have 2 different pizzas. Izzy ate 3/8 of her pizza, so it's cut into 8s, and she had 3 of them. And Henry ate 3/8 of his pizza. Izzy ate more pizza than Henry. How is this possible? Explain. Let me reread over that. And maybe we're going to get it to right for us. Okay. Okay, so Izzy's pizza was larger. Ooh. It was larger than Henry's. Having all kinds of glitches on this one today. Goodness sakes. All right, so two fractions are equal. They also have the same denominators. What must be true of the numerators of the fractions? Okay, so they must also be the same if they, were different then one fraction would be greater than they must also be the same if they were different than one fraction would be greater than. I wrote myself some notes on the side, so I'm trying to grab those two. All right, so Mr. Domini had $814 in the bank on Wednesday. On Thursday, he withdrew $250, so we're subtracting that. And on Friday, he withdrew $185. So how much money did he have in the bank? So let's look first, step one. Okay, so we're going to add up the money. So 250 plus 185. Okay, so 0 plus 5 is 5. 5 plus 8 is 13. So we carry the 1. And 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay. So that would be 4, 35. Okay, so we're going to subtract from 814. So that equals $379. Whoopsie. $379. Okay. Almost there, guys. All right. Tom's parents let him choose whether to play his favorite board game for 7/8 of an hour or for 8/8 of an hour. Explain which amount of time you think Tom should choose and why. All right, so we're thinking about comparing 7/8 to 8/8. Remember, 8/8 means we have all of the pieces. So we have 8/8 because it is longer. Tom likes the game, so he will want to play longer. All right, and our last two questions. All right, the pictures below show tile designs, which shows less than 4/8 of the whole shaded. So I know my copy doesn't look very great. Okay, so let's go to our page in our student book, and maybe that will look better to you. All right, we are almost there. Guess it's not going to load for us. Let's just go backwards. All right, so we're looking for which shows less than 4/8. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4 out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 4 out of 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out of 8. 1, 2, 3 out of 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out of 8. So we know now that it is this one because it can't be greater than 4. And these fractions refer to the same whole. Which of these comparisons is not correct? So is 5/6 greater than 3/6? Yes, it is. Is 2/4 less than 3/4? Yes. Is 3/8 less than 1/8? Yes. Is 2/3 less than 1/3? That's one we're going to mark. All right, guys. So then you have your homework pages you can work on at home. Then remember to mark everything off of your daily assignment check sheet to make sure you have everything. There's your homework pages, just like the ones we did in the practice. Of course, my computer keeps glitching, so hopefully yours will be a lot faster. All right. So I'm working on our May calendar. It wouldn't send for some reason. All day I kept trying and it wouldn't send. So I'm going to try to get creative and send it. And then remember, if you haven't turned in your final draft of your animal project, we would want that to get done because we are now on to opinion. It'll be the last writing assignment we do till the end of the year. Weird to say that. If you haven't turned in your April calendar, please do that. And if you have any questions, please let me know. All right, guys, have a terrific day. I'm going to scooch myself over here. And all right, see you tomorrow.